So I knew as I was going through the book of Matthew that the book of Mark was approaching. Dum dum dum. Anyway, I knew that Mark was coming, and in my mind, I'm like, "What on earth am I gonna say when I get to the book of Mark?" In my mind, I'm like, I don't want people to think that it's like a repeat. Uh, and as I go through the first chapter of Mark yesterday, I'm I'm thinking to myself, I've talked about all these stories. It's just like the same story shorter. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, like how is this gonna work? Like, are people gonna want to come and hear the same sermons again? But before I was thinking, when I first was thinking about doing all this stuff, I said, no, I'm not going to just go through one book. I'm not going to just try to go and try to combine the books together, even though that might be interesting to just go like through chronologically the stories. But I was like, nah, the Bible for a reason has the four gospels. So let me actually go through each of the four gospels and go through them separately because they have different perspectives. And so that's what I decided. But looking at the chapter yesterday, I was like, oh man, I don't know. I'm really going to have to trust in God for this one. Which is always a good thing when you don't feel confident in yourself. That's the more reason that you got to feel confident in God. So today I was going over the chapter again, and I just started looking at things. I was like, okay, that wasn't mentioned in Matthew. Okay, that was not mentioned in Matthew. And or maybe it was mentioned in Matthew, but I feel like it's more hitting here. And of course, praying and remembering what is Mark's purpose in writing this. He's writing to Gentiles, to these Gentile Christians and everything in Rome. And Mark is very different because in Matthew, it's like the complete opposite. Matthew focused more on the teachings. Mark focuses more on like the actions, the works of Jesus, rather than the words of Jesus. And so I was like, yeah, let me do this stuff. And so like today, as I'm about to speak, you know, I like again, the devil tries to hit me because this one guy walks into the church moments before the thing was gonna start, and he just kind of steps up to the door of the sanctuary, and as he steps up to this door over here, I see him, but he kind of quickly gets away. I'm like, no, that's a visitor. Like, we can't just let him get away. So I try to like get over here to where the door is, and I go outside, and I'm like, hey, please come back inside. No, I didn't say that. I said, hey, how you doing? And he's like, oh, I just wanted to check it out. I always see this place and just wanted to come inside, see what it looks like. So I just tell him a little bit about the series and stuff like that. I said, okay, yeah, maybe I'll come. I'll try to come check it out. But I'm like, as I walk back to my seat, I'm like, oh, the guy didn't stay. And so that kind of got to me. And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, come on, you know? Like, again, that's all I was like, I don't want Mark just to be a repeat of Matthew in terms of like just what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if the members were here early, maybe they could have it could have been more of an exciting atmosphere for him to stay, or maybe they could have been more encouraging. Different thoughts came to my head, and so I kind of just put my head down, and I'm just thinking to myself, and try to like text some people to come. And I'm like, man, like, I wish I had more, or like texted people earlier that day. I think to myself, like, man, I wish I had more time today to like, to let people know, okay, guys, we're doing Mark, come on out, you know, and I was just, all these thoughts were kind of going through my brain. And I don't know why, I'm, letting these things come in me. And sometimes I wonder what's wrong with me. Um, I mean, of course, temptation is going to come. Temptation is not wrong to get tempted. You just can't let those things get to you. So, you know, I decide after I say the opening prayer and as we're playing the song, the song. I said, let me just focus in here and like connect here with God and pray and stuff. I'm just like thinking, God, it'd be really cool if somebody could, if it would have been cool to have like somebody new here, That's like the thought I was having, like new people here for the Book of Mark. And so the song's done, so I get up and I just like keep my eyes closed because like I was like for whatever reason I just kept my eyes closed and I just got up and started praying. And when I open my eyes, the first person I see right there at the seat is a new face. And I just smile at her as if I know her because I was like so happy to see her. And then and I'm in my head I'm like, oh. And today, little faith guy, today I was thinking, oh man, I should bring like registration sheets, because we normally have registration sheets for people who are new. And I'm like, today I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna bring it. And I needed it today. but anyway, so and so again, I pray to start speaking, and I think to myself, of course, don't fully know what I'm gonna say because it's kind of the same stories, just condenser versions. I'm like, all right, well, let's go. And so I start speaking, and praise God as I'm speaking, like God started speaking, and I actually feel pretty hyped about this sermon right now because it felt very different book, different focus, try to give it a different flavor, and yeah, like because Mark is more action packed, more faster pace, and so I try to have like a more faster pace of going about it, and I felt really good about it, which is cool. And so yeah, like God really did his thing today, and so I'm just praising him for that. I'm praising him that, like in this chapter, it focuses on the power of Jesus. And Jesus' power was evident today. And I just got to trust in that power. God's power can do way more than what I can do.